Okay, we are now entering the daytime phase, so we begin by lowering the XP back down to 1. However, what we will choose to do is increase the world zombie spawn amount. I don't know if this is going to get me killed or not, but we're going to make it, it's kind of about a third of the max potential here. We're increasing the spawn rate by 3 times the normal difficulty. We went through town and I removed all the flags that I had positioned high up on the buildings to mark where the stores are, because now they're cluttering up the rest of my map. There's no reason for them to still be showing up as avidly as they do when we're far away from that region. But we are on the way to recruit our next companion. This is our canon playthrough at this point. Like, this marks a hardware store, I believe. I don't know if that'll get me all the way up there, because we only have the 2 steps. But I should be able to just climb from here. Yeah. Should be fine. I can hop into my follower commands and tell her to stop, but you know, that does take extra time. She'll just warp to me. Two more crystals in this direction, and that might be the last store I have marked on the map. And then we'll veer a little bit in that direction to that building over there and get our 3rd survivor. Yeah, I position them. I like where I position these flags. They're very nice. I just don't like the map being completely cluttered with them. Look at the map. That is all of them. Now the only places left are these yellow houses. I might change the color of each house. As you can see, we would have to wait for Grace to run up to us, and it isn't totally necessary. First off, our destination is right there. So inside should be Kimberly. Let's hope it is, because we just played the whole night. Yeah, I briefly saw a name. Oh, she has trouble getting inside. We'll make a save here. Day 10, hour 6.
Another survivor. We're a team now.
Alright, we have a new teammate. Let's take a look at her stats. Unfortunately, I have to. This is the only screen I can think of that you can.
This island. Is there anything tastier?
Jeez, okay. This is the only screen where we can cycle between the 2 characters. Let's quickly go follow her inventory and take whatever she's eating. Alright, never mind, she ate all of it. I was planning to get her hungry enough that she will eat some of the food I give her. I can force her to eat, though, but it would just be a waste of satiety. Kimberly herself, however, is a soldier with very few frills, meaning that her stat points are spent directly on everything here is basically combat-oriented. Gain XP, I don't know if the game is limited to 99, if that's the max level, but more levels does mean more power, so it is all combat-oriented, and she's a soldier. This is our character. Less damage to trees and boulder and ore, but that really isn't that big a deal when they already do 50% less damage. Oh yeah, we can also turn
Only
in.
with your help can this be resolved.
I should have brought some cop trophies. It's fine. We can turn in this. Oh, that's right. We got 4 credits for that. Why don't we real quick get these get another.
Guess we have to do this to make a living.
Where is this?
How do you manage to wander outside?
48, 35, 164, 89. Where's 48? 48 north. Oh, that's way out there. Yeah, we're not bothering with that one. Okay, since we're already kind of in town, what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell both of them to stop. So this is now how to handle it. We're not quite in town, but we're at the threshold of town and military base. I'm gonna transfer some nails from the military base back to my original base, because I brought it over here since our base was currently flooded with nails. It had like 8 stacks of nails. Well, now I have none. I'm not sure where they all went. Probably into electrical engineering or something. So we'll quickly grab those nails and bring them back home. So it's not a wholly wasted trip. I typically do a hard handbrake turn when I park in games. so I can face outward. These were so that I can turn this into a cement post, but I didn't quite have enough, I think. Not sure. It looks like they are all cement, so I don't know why I didn't dismantle it, but we'll take a look at that later. This isn't meant to be a real base, it's just meant to store stuff. The reason why we're heading back in the first place is I want to take some unique items. That's what the classification is called, unique. We have about 6 unique nutcrackers, and I can recycle them into the assembly bench and get a tier 3 out of it. I will be saving and loading until I get a good tier 3. And the main reason I'm doing it now is because there is a quest involved in it. Looks like they both got kicked out. Alright. I'm having them just stay still so I don't have to worry about them running around chasing after me. You can see on the left side we have a handmade bike. We need to get 5,000 meters driven, so I will be needing to drive quite a bit around the town just to get that accomplished. I'll also need another stack of fuel. Roughly every 10 meters is a unit of fuel. We'll go and change the Redwood shelter to actually be a red house icon. I think that would be pretty cool. Alright, this motorcycle is actually pretty good in that I can actually go over these rails. I don't know if the other motorcycle will do the same thing. It's got a cruiser motorcycle, and it's not... This one is called an off-road. I don't know if the other one can do just as well. Because of all the torches I put up around the immediate perimeter of the base, I can actually see the buildings pretty well at night, which, when I'm looking at it, it feels kind of normal that it would be that normal illumination. But once you walk away from the lights at night, then you start to see just how black the screen is. Fortunately, I don't have a really good way into town, so I just put this stairway here, which shouldn't be here because it will make it easy for zombies to get in. So I'll probably dismantle that on the way out. Real quick, let me juggle some inventory. Got my stuff, and I only had 1 cop trophy in my storage bay, which makes sense considering I don't have zombie respawn on. So, the only cops I might find are ones typically are going to be at night, and I don't think they actually spawn at night. I don't know. So, I'm not going to find a large influx of them. I would be okay with zombies filling the streets at the beginning of each new day as a residual effect of a horde night. What I'm not okay with is that they spawn in my own base. That's obnoxious, and it shouldn't be a thing, but it is. That's my pet peeve. Even if it's not a particularly grievous issue, I can just set traps everywhere, or, you know, they die in a couple hits. It's not that I'm threatened by it, I just find it obnoxious. A man's home is his castle, and in this case, it's nothing more than a sand castle here. We're going to head back to our teammates who are standing in front of the shelter, and we'll start recycling 10 of our unique items. A bunch of copies of the Vital Stinger and the Nutcracker. Go ahead and make a save here, and we'll mess with it a bit. And I will let you know when we get a good item. Do a quick save. I want to activate this, not the door. So what you do is you start plugging these things in, and for every tier 2 item, you get a 20% increase and a tier 3 outcome. But you must have all 5 filled up. So if I were to take a tier 3 item, such as this pistol, I'm not going to give up the handgun, but let's say I put this in there, we now notice I have a 20% to get a tier 4. We're just going to use these tier 2s and try to draw a good item. What we got is a desert garb, 32% equipment drop rate. All right, what is my current one? 10%. I know I have one of these. Maybe it's in the base. I don't know if it's better than what I have, but we'll make a save with this nonetheless. So we'll say desert chest, 32%. I don't use the percent icon because it's a file name, and I don't think it's going to like that. This one is Desert Strider, 37%. However, the boots I currently have is 40% drop rate. I do have a quest involved with this, though, and I don't know if it is that specific armor piece. Desert Pathfinder is the one I need. So I have the Explorer and the Strider. I need the Pathfinder, which I guess are probably the gloves, because I have the helmet, the chest piece, and the boots. Not sure why I'm not wearing the chest piece, though. I'll have to check it in the base and see what that is, what my quality level is. Alright, so I will tune in when we get something better. I'm starting to suspect that the item is always the same when you use the unique reassembly device.
With the supplies from the shelter, we can hold out a bit longer.
Once the quest has been generated, the reward is always the same. If we were to get the Victor's Medal accessory and then turn it in, I turn it in a Victor's Medal to get another one back, which is a random generator one. The stats for this will always be the same. I know this for sure because that's how I get my boots, my shoes. It won't show here, but they're, I think, 50% equipment drop.
To go into battle dressed like this.
That's the problem with these NPCs. They keep talking. This is my third take on this. I tested it out, saw what the shoes were, but it was about hour 17. It was almost time for him to close. So then I went to the next day, accepted the quest, turned in the shoes, and it was still the same item, which is good. That's the item I wanted. This Vital Stinger will always be something like a 5% kill rate, execution chance, and a very low critical damage. No matter which one of these I turn in, we'll try turning in, say, this 2% one. Select this, complete it. We get the 5% execution rate, 18% critical damage. Not that great. Okay. And the reward, or the quest that always shows up afterwards, is always going to be the same. However, the setting, the pre-generated stuff, the things that are planned ahead by the game, doesn't plan any further than this. So if I were able to complete the half crawler quest right away, or if I were to leave and complete it, the quest I get at the end of that, if I load all the way back here and then do the half crawler quest again after generating it from turning into Vital Stinger, it might be different. That probably doesn't mean a thing to most players, but if you knew stuff about seed manipulation and all that, this should be familiar to you. So we're gonna try not to interact with the door. I'm gonna try just picking a couple random items like this, and I will probably end up with something around the 37% chest piece. Was it 32% chest piece? And then the one that comes after this is the boots. Something like another 30% boots.
Got any decent equipment?
Yeah. So it's the same thing every time. I'm gonna leave this as it is now and not complete this quest for the time being. Craft quest number 7. Let's see here. What else is missing in that? Yeah, I still need to assemble a tier 6 item before I can even get my memory +1. So we're going to hold off on this for now and see if the other shelter is any different. Meaning, like, if it's not going to produce the chest piece. And if it's not... Yeah, I'm sure it's still pre-seeded, but it might be different. Also, it might change every new day. So we're going to hold off on this for the time being. I'm going to go ahead and load and keep our items. Let's head on out. We're going to leave Kimberly inside for a moment. She'll still get experience for everything we do. We're going to go ahead and start heading back to the second town. Let's take a look at our map. Yeah, it's actually still quite a ways away. We're going to drive off to the second town, and then we'll have her catch up.
This outfit really cuts down on
Since the motorcycle's at most seats 2 people. Coming up on this checkpoint here. Actually,
This kind of silence in the city center gives me a bad feeling.
this is a toll gate kiosk, and I did bring some money. I didn't bring the other cop trophy with me, but we can quickly buy 2. Wow, 590 a piece. I didn't bring enough for that. Never mind. Everything we've been buying has been about 5-1, whether it's 3 burgers or 12 bullets or 6 mechanical repair kits. $600 for a zombie head. It's not exactly a scarce commodity, but okay, game. There goes that plan. I was gonna get another access card to generate the dungeon again. Hop on, babe. driving down this highway kind of reminds me of, was it Danforth? The State of Decay expansion. I don't know if expansion is the right word for it. It offers you another place you can play, but it's entirely different playthrough. You can't carry the survivors from the first game to this second one. But you played some soldiers, and your base was called Black Friday because of all the hordes that wanted to get in. We are now entering the city. We spent 2 in-game hours clearing the highway of debris and cars, getting Kimberly up to level 10. So now she can harvest plants. Let's take a look around to see if there's anything that jumps out at us that we would like to start working on. Go and kill these guys. If these guys had already respawned from earlier passing through the city, these won't be the high world zombie count.
Is it over already? We were just getting started.
Actually, Kimberly, would you pass me your weapon for a second? Yeah, it doesn't have any mods on it. That's even a different alarm than the last ambulance. I like that the game makes an effort to have different alarms. Also, the alarm stops when you break the machine, which is also a nice touch. We might as well, since those zombies just popped in. They didn't pop in for the ambulance, but they popped in for this. And it's generating about 3 zombies.
We found a lot, but none of it seems useful.
It looks like it might be a police station up ahead. Maybe we'll find some police. Nope, that's not a police station. That's just a residential building. It looks just a little flatter than you would normally think for a home, but it's an apartment complex. Actually, I do need to still get 50 headshots.
But I can't give up.
Looks like it might be a school over there. Got it. I thought it was gonna fly away before we got to it. Yep, they ate the berries. That's fun. Trying to make them hungry so they can eat pig's feet. It seems that you get full stamina back, full satiety back, at least in this version of the game, when you eat something like pig's feet that increases your max satiety. Additionally, once the pig's feet wears out, as in your satiety returns to normal, it also gives you another refill on satiety. I'm 100% sure this is not what's supposed to happen. So this guy's beefy. He's one of the green ones that takes forever to kill while doing the night waves. While they take care of that, quick, let's go through our inventory. You can have all the iron frames, all this metal stuff. Take this off my hands for a bit. Also, someone ate probably a berry. Probably you. And before we can continue the main storyline, we're gonna need to get a third chemical mask. I've already created 2 from recycling items. But if I can just find a third one, since we haven't really looted this city yet, that would help out. Realistically, I can probably just get away with 1 chemical mask and be the only one going inside. But I mean, from the way the map layout suggests, it wants me to explore this town before moving on with the story. By the way, did you guys ever? No, you didn't. Never really loot it. It's fine. We can get on the way out. See, this is the zombie quantities I want to see. It's probably one of my first zombie games, other than Left 4 Dead, was probably Dead Rising. Books. I would like an easier way to cycle between teammates. This does not cycle between teammates, this just cycles as top tab. Realistically, we'll probably have to go drop our stuff off at our parking lot base in this town. We did get a bunch of stuff from the highway, as you can see. Let's head on back for now. Oh, I was trying to avoid hitting you. I'm more concerned about damaging my armor and my bike than I am damaging them. They can just heal it off.
Who taught you how to drive?
Unfortunately, although they're intelligent about not doubling up on the same item to break, they're not intelligent about deciding whether or not there's enough room for them to get on a vehicle. Alright, we are back at the school.
Didn't you? Good fighting.
Wow, looks like there's this place is pretty massive, but at least it's lit up compared to the previous school we were at. I haven't allocated any points to Kimberly yet. I'm not really sure it'll matter too much. As long as she's not on her own, it should be fine. go back to the first floor, everyone. One floor at a time. Not really sure any school would have painkillers in the front lobby area. Wow. Okay. American school. You can't even give aspirins. Because everyone's so worried about causing a conflict with maybe something that a person's allergic to, or maybe they've already had aspirin that day and can't have any more.
Let's take it easy.
Bullets? Customers can be jerks? Okay. That's everything on this floor. Let's head up. I like that the classrooms do look a little different. Like this looks like an infirmary. The hospital was a little boring to search because every floor was pretty much the same. So far, there's a lot of diversity here in terms of rooms. Hopefully, we won't end up seeing, let's say, another 6 of the exact same rooms we've been in. A standard classroom was one thing, though you wouldn't, at least not in the classrooms I've been in, have a room just for 9 students. 20 is probably normal. Wow, 9 students and a teacher's aide. I'm assuming, no, that's the teacher's desk. That's a tiny teacher's desk. So chalkboards haven't been around in, I don't know, 20 years. Yeah, you may want to rethink the default loot tables if every locker has bullets and you're having lockers in a school. Don't really like the implications of that. Now, when I went to school, I think it was a long time ago in a completely different environment, both geographically and politically, but people were allowed to maybe have guns around in their cars and stuff, students.
Got any decent
It wasn't assumed that they would go on a school shooting, just that they would go hunting or something after school. It was considered okay. But in today's climate, anything doing with guns and schools, people start getting very, very antsy about. What is this supposed to be, like a dance room? Okay, cigarettes, really? So we searched all of these rooms, yes? Just double checking real quick. Yeah, that's the equipment. Okay. Wish the wolf would just either shut up or confine me.
shotgun is an excellent weapon for close combat, but aiming isn't always straightforward.
Find a shotgun? Handmade shotgun, laser sights. Okay, no, we didn't find a shotgun. Yeah, so far I haven't seen two of any main rooms, such as a cafeteria, or two libraries, or two infirmaries. That's good. A lot of times when you see a building with multiple floors, you kind of just wonder how many of those floors are going to be repeats of each other. Man, I'm about to go out there and just pop a cap in you. Did I not search whatever that is? This must not have. We're going downstairs real quick. I'm going to search that room. Is it this one? Yeah. Then we're going to go shoot that wolf. This is a different dance room. I must have missed this room entirely. Yeah, we're just going to patrol the whole school perimeter. Was a zombie wolf. So I didn't do that much damage to him. We can still eat it. Okay. And the zombie wolf has really good hearing, which is understandable. It's a wolf. What I mean is, a lot of times in video games, AI is the same regardless of who it's from. If it's an insect monster, or a zombie, or a soldier, they typically follow the same kind of AI because coding AI is tough. Not really. I've always, not that I have the money to make a game, but I've loosely blueprinted stuff that would make, since the days I played, I think Xenogears, is it? No, Xenoblade. It's the game where you play Fei, that's his name, F-E-I, and he has a lot of psychological problems. And you control mechs. Anyways, ever since I played that, I kind of wanted to start making my own game where it has nothing to do with Xenogears itself. It's just around that era, where you could influence your party members and they would have different attributes. If you remember seeing me play The Altars, you could raise certain stats such as rebellion, which is a bad thing, or sarcasm, or whatever. I started experimenting with RPG Maker and trying to do something like that, where if you constantly did sarcastic things in front of your teammates or were sarcastic to them, they might become more sarcastic themselves. And there would be little checks throughout the game for storyline purposes or dialogue purposes that would influence how their dialogue would play out. So if a person was, not just approval rating, but maybe a person didn't feel that he could open up to you at all, his dialogue would probably be more terse, more abbreviated, abridged when talking about stuff. And lately, when playing all these zombie survival games and whatnot, I was thinking like, if I were to make a game of any sort, I would try to code it where survivors could do their own thing in the way a player would do. Not like human player necessarily, because I would create a long-term goal that the AI wanted to do, and then short-term goals it could do in between that. Maybe the long-term goal might be, and it doesn't have to be super long, but it might be collect 50 wood. No, not collect 50 wood. Hold on, I'm having trouble talking and playing at the same time. Hand these things over and we'll recycle them into higher tier. So even though these are grays, I can actually make a tier 4 item with this. And much of my gear is tier 2, tier 3. Yeah, that actually would be a considerable improvement to my current setup. But let's say that your long-term goal would be to build a lumber mill or something. So short-term goals might be clear the area and then get some supplies necessary to build that item. That way they can kind of intelligently decide how they wanted to approach that objective. It wouldn't necessarily mean that every AI would do the exact same thing in every every circumstance. It would be randomized somewhat. If we check out this room. Sorry, when I'm talking like this, I end up losing track of what I'm doing. I'm not as, I guess, focused on the game itself once I start yapping. Solid, something like, there we go. And one of the benchmarks I would use to work on my game would be, can my AI do the things? Now, I haven't actually made this game, this hypothetical game. It's just, let's say I wanted to make something with quests in it, perhaps random quests. I would try to make sure that the AI was capable of getting this random quest and then completing it. It might be kill 5 zombies. It might be bring 5 hubcaps. So everything would be determined based on could an AI do it. And I wouldn't necessarily shortchange the game as a result. It would be planned around it. It's kind of like when you make a video game or see a video game that's been made for single player because it's, indie project or something. Then people, when they get interested in the game, they say, make it multiplayer. Well, it wasn't built from the ground up to be multiplayer, so it might be very difficult for an independent developer to do that. I saw these zombies when we were outside earlier. I was kind of wondering if we could get to them. So that's why I said the dogs were actually really able to detect us, because those zombies couldn't even detect us since we were on the other side of the wall. For example, if I were to turn zombie respawns on, any store that I had closed the front doors to in front of the kiosk would be fairly safe to use the kiosk for, even if I could see the zombies right through a glass door. We've got about 50 pigs' feet at the base. I mean, if it was right next to me, I'd probably go after it, but there's a fence in the way. Wow. I wonder if there's any openings in the fence whatsoever. I don't think I've ever one-shot a guy with my dropkick before.
A bigger challenge awaits us next.
I'll make a quick save in case this overwhelms us. I don't think it should. Kind of... We found hologram sight, tactical light, bolt handle, and chain handle inside a bathroom. I heard a growling, so I thought I was gonna find an enemy in here.
My body feels stiff.
Surprisingly, Night of the Dead is doing pretty well on the channel. I don't know for how long that'll persist for. Probably not by the time I upload these videos. It takes me a long time to edit each video. It may not look like it, but I actually have a huge stammering problem, so I have to edit a bunch of cuts to get rid of most of it. I might have been able to finish them off. Yeah, Kimberly will be fine. She'll walk it off. There you go. I was hoping someone would take that crate that I passed. My stammering has gotten better since I've started this channel. I still have problems with my S's a lot. Doesn't look like there's any gunner zombies or other exploding zombies, so it should be a pretty straightforward battle. Not sure where these guys came. Oh, they're probably the wave zombies coming in from behind. Stop twitching so much. Okay, I know for sure I disabled auto fire before I left the base. I deliberately reloaded all my guns before leaving the base, and then switched off auto fire. Does it switch back on every time I equip it? It does! That's stupid. Look at the bottom left. Ready? I'm gonna switch it off. Okay, it's on single fire right now. I'm gonna go to say my knife. I'm gonna switch back to it. It's enabled again. That is dumb. Not that it was an intelligent decision on the zombies' part, because I'm sure it was just randomly they were attacking us. But it was an interesting aspect that the zombies' pincer attacked us. Four score and 7 years ago.
Feels rewarding to work hard, doesn't it?
Headhunter. Didn't even tell me anything about the quest, huh? Probably shoot people in the head. Headhunter. Equip Rage Remover. Oh, we found a unique item. It's perfect for eliminating rage. Increases damage when attacking a zombie's weakness at the head. Right, so we have a new bow. My bow is currently... You don't even tell me the stats when I hover over here? A 32 damage bow with 5% critical rate. This bow is a 56 damage bow with that same 5% critical rate. And it has 174% headshot damage. That is my new bow. Alright. Toss some items on my teammates again.
My bag is full.
Things that stack. Because my pockets are... I can carry more in a single stack than they can because of my bag upgrades. And we'll switch over to the other teammate and pass her some... Oh. Let's take these things. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Alright, let's do take all. Okay. Then we'll pass along these things that are probably not going to make a whole stack on its own. For example, I was able to take those 2 stacks of iron ingots and convert them into a single stack right there. Ally number 1 has things such as books and coils. Ally number 2 has various resource stacks. Okay, this is a very, very empty gem storage room. Seriously, why would you have it? No, that would not be a thing. With as much random other stuff we have throughout the school, there's no way that storage room would be this empty. Yeah, they helped so much when they were able to do stuff like that. Waiting for it to finish so I didn't walk off. I was able to, when I was creating a third teammate, I was able to create a character that had completion speed as her job and then completion speed up as her positive trait. However, she still took exactly as long as any other character when breaking an object in the street. I don't know what completion speed is for, but if it's something like construction or whatever, then it's not going to help me having it on an AI. Otherwise, that probably would have been my pick for the third teammate, is having since I had a soldier for the first one, have a civilian / townsperson / engineer, or whatever you want to call it, a non-combatant for the extra teammate. But no. Completion speed didn't seem to affect that, and I don't know what it affects, but if it wasn't for braking, then I don't think it was going to be worth looking around. I may regret it later when I find out how awesome completion speed is or something. This is not how... I don't think any basketball court would have this much grass. And how long has this apocalypse been going on for? I was going to say, did you guys get inside the fence while I was wandering? But no, they did not.
Be careful.
That was a huge haul. I mean, I'm not surprised. This building is large enough to have dozens and dozens of containers. But yeah, I don't even know what we all have. A lot of metal. I mean, we're probably not gonna. I mean, I don't know. The biggest thing I got are just coils. Realistically, that's sad because you can get clay from fishing, and each clay would be a whole coil. All right, what about my other teammate? What did you get? All right, just some of this regular. All right.
I get really sick.
Let's head on back. Alright, here we are at the survivor base. Also, I did check. This does produce the exact same armor we were discussing earlier, so we'll try it next day.
I feel like I'm going crazy from being in the shelter for too long.
Factory workers seem easy to come by, but we're going to go ahead and do chemical mutant and factory worker for now. And as we rack up towards that, we should finish chemical mutants. We're going to try to leave any gunners alive we see to work on this quest, because we're only allowed to accept 4 quests at a time. Any chemical mutants we see, we'll go and dispatch. Any gunners we see, we'll leave alive. So right now I don't see one gunner over there. I don't see a chemical mutant, so we'll leave that group alone. Drive back to the city, and I'll see you when we get there. We're back in the city. We're going to go ahead and hit the hospital first. We might be able to complete the doctor quest. It's a tentacle jumper. Grace and Kimberly to join us.
Something's going to happen. Shall we warm up a bit?
Now, when my teammate kills them, I believe it counts. So we'll see. Yeah, we are up to 2 factory workers now. Trying to headshot for my quest for this bow, but I should also do headshots with a rifle to complete that quest as well. There's another factory worker right there. Let's go ahead and pop off a round and maybe we'll attract some attention. Oh, come on, game. Okay, that was not a headshot. Just barely nicked him in the shoulder. Grace is pretty badly hurt. think that's another factory worker right there. They're really all over the place. First I thought Kimberly was a zombie. I'm not really used to the gas mask appearance. I assume turning off the siren won't help any, because any zombies that are in range to here will have already heard. This guy does not seem to count as a factory worker. We're at 4 right now. And we're still at 4, so just the helmet alone makes him a completely different guy. Probably like a welder or something. Just trying to clear the immediate vicinity, which I didn't do when I was dealing with the school. This time we'll do that. Turn on single shot. Oh, come on.
Can I keep going?
I don't think the game has bullet drop or anything, but it does not it does not hit in the direct center of the reticle, I've noticed.
That one was dangerous.
That's intentional, I'm sure. Alright, that one's done. Well, now we need to do headshot with the rage remover. You don't make it easy to headshot, dude. It's just something I'll probably get over a long period of time, but we'll go and continue to work on it nonetheless. You don't get to complete it without working on it. Now we've cleared the immediate vicinity, we're gonna work on this central hospital. Oh, come on, guys. Seriously. I think it's well illuminated because my motorcycle's pointing at the place. Same stuff.
Feels like someone's watching us.
Or pushing my camera inward didn't help. Just stairs down here? No. This hospital's... I noticed it was a lot smaller. I like that it's a lot easier to search. Fortunately, nothing doing on the doctors. That's the phrase, right? This leads to the basement. This looks more like a torture room than a hospital. But I guess for some, it's one and the same.
We need to find food fast.
Not sure where the other arrow went. Can you find it for me?
That was easy, wasn't it? Be careful.
Thank you for the warning. That actually helped. I mean, I suspect that there might be someone inside, as there often are. But it's nice to have the confirmation so that I'm 100% ready for it. Rather than, say, 40 to 70% ready. It's after a while of searching each room, you start to decrease in readiness. It's like, no one in this one. Nope. Suddenly you're being chewed up by a zombie. You just come and swing it. Oh, try not. Realistically, the reason I went into this place was to find doctors for my survivor quest. Figured, oh, hospital, we'll find a bunch of doctors here and we'll get that quest knocked out. So then go on to the gunners. All right, well, we'll finish looting this hospital and see what glorious treasures await. I don't know if you would keep food down here. Maybe, I guess it might be colder. So a refrigerator would cost less to run down here. But you think your staff would not be happy with it. Still, corporations don't care what your feelings are. But that being said, you would want the break room probably in a more central location to minimize how much time is lost with your staff going to the break room. It's at the very bottom, then, instead of a more central location, then you're just wasting so much productivity as a corporation. And we entered this hospital with 4 doctors under our belt, and still we left with 4. Not a single doctor here. This is not where the outbreak occurred, I suppose. You just gotta search this whole thing, top to bottom. Teammates are stuck there, so... But I'll finish searching this whole place, since we've already cleared it out of zombies, and I'll get back to you. Alright, here's everything we found. I brought in 1 stack of assault rifle ammo and 1 stack of handgun ammo, but the rest is stuff here. But the rest is as follows. Then, on the other character, we have these reagents or components. Not as impressive as the school hall, but it was quicker to search. Not as also exciting to search either. Not nearly as many zombies, and the rooms were all very similar to each other. Trying to avoid hitting you. Okay, we're done dropping off our stuff. Let's hit the police station, which is near our parking base. I knew I saw a chemical mutant in this area earlier.
I'll drive next time. The atmosphere is off. Feels rewarding to work hard, doesn't it?
Parking base is just 2 blocks that way. Right there. You can see the flag, actually. I was looking at the wrong building. That's the convenience store we fought at some time ago. Clear the immediate area. Take a long time to search these things. Really, it's just, you know, stick your finger inside the coin slot and pull out whatever's there, which probably is never any. I'm assuming anybody who's ever used a payphone never really leaves the money behind.
This fashion is so bad it's depressing.
Since there's a very narrow wall around the police station, there's probably not going to be much here, but okay, never mind. On the back door.
Don't fear the enemy. We're stronger. We're fast. A bigger challenge awaits us next.
Let's clear that area as well. Can I just hop over this? Yeah. I don't really want to be hearing her screaming the entire time I'm in that building. That's the most obnoxious of the zombie screams. Oh, there's a gunner. I don't want to kill him because he's part of another quest we could do. Just circle around the other direction then. Well, hopefully Grace doesn't do anything about that. Well, Grace, you just ran around the entire perimeter. Did you bring any friends? Hit these cars since we'll consider this part of the police station. And we'll find out what's the juicy bits inside. I think I see this person that was howling so much earlier. So you get just her attention. I'm sure the gunner won't notice me if I run up to her, but we'll just try to play it silently nonetheless, just in case. I wasn't really anticipating on shooting her, but since I got away with it, I guess this works out. Let's get my teammates.
Something's going to happen.
Got more selection here.
Don't eat something soon.
Man, I think I whiffed about 4 of those shots or something.
Pretty disgusting.
I ended up shooting my teammate in the head. I don't think that counted for a headshot. Oh, you know what? I should be actually... Hold on. I should actually be killing these guys myself to get the zombie cop head drop. Doors are stupid in this game. You can walk through them, but you can't swing through them. A lot of evidence room. I don't think the developers are really paying attention to where they're putting signposts. Is that the whole building? Where's the side connect to? I must have missed that. Unfortunately, not a single cop head trophy. Okay, those right here. Alright, I might rerun this place again to see if I can get a cop head trophy, because we just need one more. I only have one. We need one more to get an access card, which allows me to run the dungeon. So I'll work on that for a bit. I guess I'll make a save here. Day 10, hour 14. I ran this place about 10 more times and I never found a cop trophy. I don't know. I mean, I know I shouldn't expect a guarantee drop for everything with...
Seems so low.
And I know that we do have the very high equipment drop rate. This is 300% without my rabbit foot equipped. With the rabbit foot equipped, it's extra 100%. But unfortunately, no cop trophy. And my family's about to come home, so I'm going to wrap this up on the police station. I've already taken a peek around inside as well during one of the previous runs of the place, and the loot inside is not that great. Take a look around, go and just grab stuff with you. I mean, these are the same kind of lockers that the school has, and it's just about the same number of bullets. Then in this room. This is the giant cubicle area. Inside the armory, we have a couple more bullets, same as normal.
I'm hungry.
Our first equipment armory, and it's this. It's actually a second. The conference room was the first one, and it did have a yellow bone armor. So back in the cubicle room. Also, I noticed at the kiosk, I can buy assault rifle ammo for about the same number in quantity as the handgun ammo. You got that? Good. Is there a trash can on this side? But I think we've hit the highlights of this town. And we did find a chemical gas mask in the hospital, actually. I forgot to mention it. It's a plain one, but it is one. So we can make further progress on the quest. I had one, and that really is likely all we need. I didn't try, but I'm assuming I don't have to take my teammates in there. The game hasn't done anything that made me think that teammates really has any place in the storyline. Especially since you can release them at any time and get new teammates. Yeah, I mean, I've had a single chemical mask for some time now, but I wanted to be able to bring my whole party in. Can you get that one? Thank you. Looks like there's a trash can on the other side of that hallway. Guns. Not very good guns. We've already had at least a basic firearm from a long time ago, so. This looks interesting. Is money. Alright, not that interesting though. I don't want to push her and make her stop breaking the monitor.
I need something that can boost my style.
Alright, what's this? What kind of mods do we have here? Wow, that's a huge chunky set of mods. Alright, let's start passing things over. But yeah, you would figure that the police station would have miraculously way better loot than, say, the school building, right? This is the interrogation room. You can see that we can look into this area. And then when we enter the other side, we can't see through it. So it's the classic interrogation room scenes. I think it's called the interview room in the translation. The interview room. Well, maybe it probably is called that. Police station. I don't think they would call it the interrogation room. I mean, News reporters would probably not let that slide. So yeah, I guess it is. I just don't think any civilians ever think of it as an interview room. If you're being interviewed in a police station, you probably aren't feeling too happy about being there. Clear up. Anytime you see a cut like that, that's me needing to free up inventory space to get everything. This place isn't that confusing. It's really, there's a parallel branch or a parallel hallway structure here that might throw some people off. It isn't
Thinking about it makes my
it isn't
mouth
super
water.
unreasonable for a place to have two hallways that lead to the same. She's literally floating on me. However, that being said, this place is so small it doesn't need the parallel structure.
We should check how
I don't think an
architect
architect would do that and still have one exit only. Actually, no, there are two exits. The other exit is officially in the restrooms area. They probably mean break room. It's probably a translation thing. So this leads back to the main hallway that we were in. Bunch of lockers here, but no shower. I don't know if police stations always have showers or anything, but I remember playing Police Quest way back in the day, and if you tried to leave without putting on your clothes, you'd get quick game over. It's not the fastest game over, and one of the fastest is, well, I mean, not one of the, but in King's Quest, you could walk right into a moat as soon as you start the game. In Space Quest 2, you could walk off into the great beyond, like into space. Here's the exit. This is the one. This is the area that's marked restrooms outside. I'll show you, so you know. No, I'm not just insane. I mean, I might be crazy, but right there, restrooms. It's not. I mean, I guess it could be labeled for labeling this one, which makes more sense since it is a set of lockers and you get some locker-style benches. But there's no water, plumbing, or anything here, whether it's showers or whatnot. So I tend to think that this is probably meant to be break room, and that is the entire police station.